lights in the trees, a trick of the frost, a ghost on the breeze. But I saw a mirror older than me, staring through time like it wanted to speak. The forest went silent, the world held its breath. Something was watching beyond life and death. We stepped through the green, boots breaking the seal, not chasing a light, but something too real. I came back with salt on my skin, my mind split wide when the storm got in. They call it a test, but I know the deal. History blinks beneath the green veil.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Green Veil. This is Chapter 14, The Last Silence. I want to also make sure to thank the content creator of the Green Veil. It is a 22-episode series. Just a reminder, the final episode, Chapter 22, will air on Christmas Eve at noon Eastern Time. So make a note of that. It's not going to be on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. It will be on Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern. Also, again, I just want to mention and give credit to the content creator. You can find his stuff here, Bex Creek Soundscape Studio, bcss.rocks, also on YouTube, at Rose City Sound Project. I'll say that again, at Rose City Sound Project. So Keith Carelock. So make sure to show your support and go over there and check it out. All right, we're just going to start this right off and play Chapter 14, The Last Silence. I hope you're keeping track. If you're not keeping track of this series, you should go back and definitely start watching it from Chapter 1. I'm really curious to see how this chapter ends up. It's building up. It's been building up, and it's starting to really get interesting. All right, so let's just get right to it. And here we go, Chapter 14, The Last Silence.
Chapter 14. The Last Silence escalates the drama onto a global stage. Leaders convene in encrypted briefings, struggling to contain what is rapidly becoming more than a national incident. It is a continuity of species event. Beneath Capel Green, secret staging grounds are prepared with exotic arrays, containment rings, and amplifiers keyed directly to Jack and Leo's blood resonance. But rival powers are already building mirror fields, and Lopner in China stirs with its own activation. Jack, Leo, and Sergeant B are scheduled for covert transfer, but Voss unveils a radical alternative: direct phased insertion through the convergence field itself. The world edges toward collapse or transcendence as the last silence breaks. Every step a risk, every moment a test of whether humanity can cross the threshold without shattering.
Holograms flicker, shadows convene, whispers of thresholds where we've never been. 13.13, the soil breathes a tone, calling us back to a place we've always known. Snow begins falling, the world holds its breath. Ancient nodes waking, defying their death. From Caracol stones to Sedona's red skies, the lattice is stirring, the silence replies. The last silence is breaking, the divine field is awake. From the stars of creation to the bloodlines it takes. 4 billion years whisper in a frequency true. The messenger returns. There's Nazca's bright lines, Taishan is trembling, the porter shines. Signals like rivers converge in the deep, welcoming voices that never did sleep. Jack stands remembering
The void where he fell
Leo's young resonance.
opens the well.
A father, a son in the fog, they are bound, forged in the hum of the world underground. The last silence is breaking, the divine field is awake. From the stars of creation to the bloodlines it takes.
4 billion years whisper.
In a frequency true, the messenger returns now, and it's calling to you.
Not a sight, but a threshold. Not an echo, but a door. The lattice of the ages has been waiting for this war.
The last silence is breaking,
The divine field is awake.
from the time of our making to the future we stay.
4 billion years whisper through the stones and the blue.
The messenger returns now, and it's choosing you. The silence is over. The silence is over.
And Rendlesham
Is listening.
December 20th, 2025, 0700 GMT. Geneva, encrypted global response briefing. The holograms flickered in silence, each national leader seated in a secure shadow room. For 3 days, Chancellor Arden's message had gone unanswered. Now the channel opened. The Russian delegate was the first to speak. If what you're saying is true, then why are we not involved directly? Why is this happening on Anglo-American soil with no global oversight? The British Prime Minister leaned in. Because the fracture began here, and because the personnel required to engage it were altered during a NATO assignment. This is not just a national incident, it's a continuity of species issue. The Chinese premier cut in, calm but edged with calculation. We are already aware of what lies beneath Capel Green. Our deep sensor sweeps caught the pulses years ago. We did not act then because we were unsure if it was authentic. Now we are certain. And we also know of the interstellar body discovered in September. Its resonance is tied to this. If Suffolk stabilizes, the loop will not remain local. It will be global. A new transmission cut in, encrypted, Chinese military packet, not government. Arden's classified node flagged it as red band priority. Lopnur. Mirror field detected. September 17th alignment event. Coupled response to Suffolk. Probable. If Suffolk closes, Lopnur may open. Proceed with caution. The line went dead. Silence pressed in. Arden spoke softly, then the activation has already begun. December 21st, 2025, 0900 GMT, East Anglia, Rendlesham Staging Zone. Forward, op base, Verity. FOB Verity had been built under total blackout protocols, 2 kilometers from Capel Green. It resembled a NATO ground op, but the gear was far beyond conventional hardware. Lead, Dr. Celine Corin, formerly of DARPA's Advanced Cognition Systems Unit, now seconded to Echo Frame. Her teams deployed Harmonic Stabilization Arrays, HSA, calibrated for Jack and Leo Barrett, the only known humans able to survive, interface without collapse. 0-point containment rings, compact exotic matter arrays, stabilized with material reverse engineered from retrievals decades old. Theta field amplifiers. 4 directional points, each tuned to Leo's neuroemissions. The perimeter was not just physical, but cognitive. Within it, nothing could exist unobserved. Drones scoured the sky for unauthorized signals. Chinese and Russian platforms loitered beyond NATO airspace. MI6's directive was clear: no unexplained signature within 10 miles. Corin walked the perimeter beside Colonel Ash. "We've built a zone of control," she said, "but the closer we get to the pulse window, the less control will mean." "When does the phenomenon begin responding?" Ash asked. Corin glanced at her scanner. "It already is. December 21st, 2025, 2130 Eastern Standard Time. Raven Rock Transport Briefing Node." Jack sat with Leo, Vera, and Hunter Green in the darkened control node. A 3D map of East Anglia floated above them, threaded with lines of signal interference, weak, transient, but growing. "They still think this is a site," Leo said. "It's not. It's a threshold." "Thresholds don't open alone," Vera replied. "They need a synchronizer, someone who has crossed and returned. That's you, Jack. But Leo, your resonance anchors the field now. The anomaly no longer responds to coordinates. It responds to blood." Hunter Green adjusted the logistics map. "You're scheduled for transfer on the 23rd. Phase 1. Neuro-latency induction. We'll route you under blackout through Iceland, then stealth envelope to RAF Mildenhall. Arrival, 2300 GMT, December 23rd. Jack frowned. "What about interference?" "We'll ride Echo Vortex," Hunter Green said. "It scrambles active and passive radar. Russian and Chinese satellites will see you as fog." Leo smirked faintly. "Let's hope they don't figure out what kind of fog." Vera's tone was flat. "If they do, they won't try to stop you. They'll try to follow you in, and that would collapse the field entirely." December 21st, 2025, 2313 GMT. FOB Verity, primary sensor. Array, Capel Green. Inside a mobile command unit, Corin froze. Her technicians had gone silent. "Run that again," she ordered. The soil beneath Capel Green, 6.1 meters down, had emitted a 13.13 Hz tone, narrowband and pure, then silence, as if the land itself had whispered a countdown. She keyed a secure line to Vera. "This wasn't noise. This was a handshake. Your interface isn't being activated, it's being welcomed." December 21st, 2025, 2340 Eastern Standard Time. Raven Rock, Secure Strategic Ops, Tier 5. Hunter Green leaned over the terminal. "Encrypted packet from Lop Nur just spiked. QKD stream active. They're building a mirror field." "So they're trying to recreate Suffolk remotely," Vera said. "Then the second we move Jack and Leo, we're targets," Hunter Green muttered. "Then we don't move them." Hunter Green blinked. "What are you suggesting?" Vera pulled up a sealed protocol, a spiral nested in a triangle flickering on screen. Direct phased insertion. Protocol, Echo Frame Prime. Status, unused. Risk level, Tier, Omega. Engineered by Project Moondial/Reme Group. Hunter Green's eyes widened. "That's untested." "It's the only way we keep them unseen," Vera replied. "We don't fly them to England. We shift them. Direct phased transport, signal-aligned targeting. We let the convergence field itself pull them through. If either end deviates, they'll displace," Hunter Green said. Vera looked through the glass, where Jack Barrett and his son Leo stood together, a father and son forged in light and blood, preparing to walk into history. "He'll agree," Vera said softly, because he remembers what it felt like to vanish. Outside, snow began to fall again. Intercut, cosmic trigger. The visitor of September. Far beyond the forests of Suffolk, an interstellar body, 3I/Veritas, threaded the inner system. Discovered in September 2025 by the Atlas Survey, it was only the third confirmed visitor from beyond the Sun. Its isotopic signature told a deeper story. The object's core composition matched primordial material that was older than the solar system itself. Over 4 billion years old, forged before Earth solidified. In the coded chatter of intelligence briefings, one phrase kept surfacing: ancestral messenger. Suffolk's ground tone had shifted the same week it appeared. The 13.13 Hz resonance aligned not just with its orbital arc, but with the pulse patterns embedded in Leo Barrett's neurofield. It was not coincidence. It was activation, an echo of something woven into Earth's foundation. What lay beneath Rendlesham was synchronizing with a visitor from the time of our creation, and its return was timed to guide humanity's evolution forward toward direct engagement with non-human intelligence and the divine field, a continuum of consciousness that wove matter, memory, and spirit into a single fabric of reality. Intercut. Global sites of resonance. As Suffolk whispered, the Earth's ancient scars stirred. Not relics, but nodes seeded long before history. Caracol, Belize. LiDAR sweeps showed buried currents under the Maya Acropolis, causeways behaving like circuits in stone. Myths of sky beings and star seeds whispered of a legacy older than the jungle. Sedona, Arizona. Ion spirals flared across the red rocks, matching Suffolk's frequency. The fabled vortexes were not metaphor. They were gates, dormant until the ancestral messenger drew near. The Great Pyramid of Giza. Seismic data revealed the pyramid resonating like a cavity amplifier, rebroadcasting the tone into the Nile Valley. Legends of builders from the stars gained new weight. The structure acted like an ancient repeater for a 4-billion-year-old signal. The Nazca lines, Peru, microwave scatter, traced the glyphs as waveguides, glowing faintly as though lit from beneath the desert. Each figure, a map of frequencies, waiting for this return. Taishanku, China. The sacred mountain trembled with harmonic pulses, linking Lop Nur's mirror field to myth's stairway of heaven. Chinese analysts began calling it the living antenna. The Portara, Naxos, Greece. At sunset, magnetometers caught the marble gate channeling the tone as though it had always been a door. Myths of Apollo, light and prophecy seemed less symbolic and more like a memory. Together, these sites hummed with Capel Green. They were not merely monuments, but a planetary lattice planted in prehistory, a network designed to awaken when the ancestral messenger returned. The activation was never meant to be contained in one forest. It was global. It was timed. If you map these sites on a globe and connect them, Caracol, Nazca, Giza forms a power triangle in the equatorial zone. Sedona to Taishan to Portara forms a frequency prophecy triangle in the mid-latitudes. Together, the triangles overlap to create a planetary hexagram, a resonant geometry that acts as Earth's harmonic array. This model makes it visually clear that each site is not random but deliberately positioned to capture, amplify, or modulate an incoming 4-billion-year-old transmission. And its return signaled not only the end of the last silence, but the beginning of humanity's next stage, an initiation into the divine field through direct engagement with non-human intelligence. T-minus 2 days, 23 hours, 47 minutes. The last silence was breaking, and whatever had buried itself beneath Rendlesham and across the divine field was listening. The hum of the Earth's hidden lattice now throbbed across continents, through monuments, mountains, deserts, and stone gates. From the ruins of Caracol to the marble frame of the Portara, from Sedona's spirals to Giza's silent chambers, the frequency spread, binding past and present into a single converging moment. Jack stood at the edge of the chamber in Raven Rock, Leo at his side, their bloodline already woven into the pulse. Snow whispered against the mountain above, and for a fleeting instant he felt the weight of 4 billion years pressing down, reminding him that this was not just a mission. It was the return of an ancient messenger, a force tied to creation itself. The countdown ticked on, merciless and steady. T-minus 2 days, 23 hours, 47 minutes. The last silence was breaking, and the divine field was listening. In Chapter 15, the focus shifts from revelation to action. At Raven Rock, Jack, Leo, Sergeant B, and Voss face the impossible choice between stealth transport and the untested phased insertion. The U.S. prepares a daring experiment, phasing non-organic mass into Capel Green. The test succeeds, but it triggers alarms across the globe. China and Russia scramble to intercept. Attempts to breach Capel Green with drones and disguised ground operatives collapse under harmonic backlash, leaving operatives broken and raving in ancient tongues. The U.S. responds with escalation, deploying the orbital Golden Dome, a classified shield array, warning rivals to stand down. Meanwhile, the anomaly grows more reactive, responding to memory, thought, and willpower. The convergence is no longer a passive threshold, it is summoning them. Jack and Leo must prepare for direct engagement, but every option carries mortal risk. By the end of Chapter 15, the countdown narrows. The field has proven it can phase matter intact. The next test will be them.
Through the silence of time, I walked alone, but the stars knew my name in undertone. From Rendlesham woods to Saturn skies, I carried the echo, I lived the why. It wasn't the end, it was unfolding. Not contact made, but truth beholding. Beyond the war, beyond the flame, we weren't just shadows, we became. We became the song inside the lattice, carved in light, born from the static.
Okay, now, after seeing that, there's a few things. It mentions the interstellar object, 3I. It's not Atlas, but it says it was discovered by Atlas team. And I was like, wait a minute. This has been in the works for some time. It's really curious how the timing of everything that's going on. I'm just saying, I'm not necessarily saying it's connected, but I'm going to tell you, this is getting, over the last few episodes, kind of really bizarre, which is one of my favorite words to use, because there's a lot of things going on in this series that correlates to possibly what's going on. And I think has a lot of people's attention, 3I Atlas, an interstellar object. And after seeing that, and John has mentioned that, there could be things lying underneath the ground at Rendlesham. And to hear that and how it's coming together, like it's communicating, or there's some kind of exchange going on globally, not just in Rendlesham, but you heard other areas as well. For example, Nazca, Giza, etc. And the interstellar object is, I don't know if you want to say communicating, but it has established a signal, a connection. So this is really getting interesting, in my opinion. After seeing that, oh boy, I'm really curious what happens in the next 8 chapters. Wow. I mean, where does it go from here? It's a best guess for many of us, but I really enjoyed watching that right now. As all of the other ones prior did as well, but I mean, now we're in the middle and the story's really starting to take off. And I just can't stop wondering, is this so many coincidences going on with this? I guess time will tell. We'll just have to tune in and see how this plays out. And we have to see how the data coming from scientists, space agencies in regard to Tree High Atlas. But this is getting really interesting, folks. So make sure to tune in every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. You can watch this on YouTube, KGRADB, KGRADB on Facebook. Actually, it might be KGRA Digital Broadcasting on Facebook. On X, at Global Radio Live. On Rumble, KGRA DB. So if you need to catch up, I would suggest you go to the YouTube. It's a lot easier because it's in a collection, a playlist. If you missed any episodes or you haven't seen any, well, now's your time to catch up. So I wish everyone a great night, great weekend. Don't forget, on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have a live show, preview, review, and then we talk about other topics as well regarding UAP. And obviously the talk right now is Atlas, 3i Atlas. So make sure to tune in and we'll take your comments in chat and we'll address them. Any questions? All right, everyone. Have a great night. Be well, be blessed, be safe, and see everybody soon. And until then, keep checking out the Green Veil. It's getting really interesting.